Hey y'all. Hey everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Let me see. Happy Monday. Top of the week. Top of the week, y'all. I am sharing this out. Sharing my live out. Welcome in. Happy Monday. I hope everybody has had a good day. Come on in, hit the like button as you come in. Hey Harlem. Hey Reid. Welcome. Happy Monday. We got some things to talk about. Man, hit the like button as you guys come in. Happy Monday. When you hit the like button, it's a free way to support the channel. It keeps us in the algorithm, and you're also appreciated for that. So come on in and we'll get started. We won't keep you long tonight. We won't keep you long. Give everybody a few minutes to get in here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I thought we were going to talk about Reid, and then he goes and settles. And still gonna talk. I know. I thought, man, we'll be talking about this a while because today they were supposed to pick the actual jurors, right? And then we get the information that no. I don't know, but we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. These dudes are goofy. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that because I'm like, what took you so long? It feels like he was trying to play the game. Let me let everybody get in. We got 9 people in here. We only got 2 likes. Y'all get the likes up so we can start this conversation because we will not be here long tonight. We got 2 topics to talk about, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow. I really wasn't gonna come live, but I got to stick to my commitments to the time that we said we go live. So we are going to go live for just a few minutes, and then we can let y'all get back to y'all's night. So I'm going to say give us 60 more seconds and we're going to start the conversation. 60 more seconds, we'll start the conversation. Hit that like button, you guys. If you see the heart in the bottom of your screen or wherever, send me some hearts. Send me some hearts. We got 3 likes and 7 people now in the chat. If you would hit the like button, don't forget to hit the like. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We are all the way in the middle of the U.S. in Oklahoma, and it is a beautiful, beautiful day today. Beautiful evening. Hello, Queen Nisi. Welcome to the channel. San Diego, what's going on, San Diego? I love me some California. About to head to California this summer. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hit the like button for me if you will. Join in the conversation with us in the chat. Let us know what you're really thinking about these 2 topics that we're going to be talking about. Again, super, super excited. Seven Smith, welcome. Houston, Texas. What up, though? What's up, Texas? My stomping grounds. I used to live out there. I used to live in California. Like kind of moving around. But I think I'm grounded. If I want to travel, I'll just go to where I love to be. So, and then I can come back home. All right, y'all. Few more minutes. LA Reid should still be exposed. I don't think it's over for him. So yeah, let's get into it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Just real quick. Y'all can start having the conversation if you want. I need about 1 second. Really quick. Where's it at? All right, the likes are looking good. We are matching. Just a second. I'll be right back. All right. I'm ready to talk about it. Let me see what I missed. Tuning in from LA Reach. Niecy, that's who I couldn't. I was like, Queen Niecy, yes, miss you. Yes, California has a look back. Just started 1 to 26. Absolutely. All right, let's get started. I was going to talk about Jennifer and Christian first, but let's just get into LA Reid first. We can do that. So, just a backstory. I'm just going to keep it 1,000 because I believe, am I still here? Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. So I believe I was making sure I was still here. I had technical difficulties last night. So I believe, here's what I believe. This whole industry is foul. And it's been foul for many, many, many years, right? And it just so happened that people were back in the day getting away with so much, so much. And people were afraid to speak out. And now that people are able to come out freely and not be worried about if they're gonna, they're just not worried anymore. They're coming out and they're speaking their truth. Same as for LA Reid. I think that he's done a lot of stuff in this industry to people, to women in particularly, allegedly. That's just my opinion. And I think that is coming to the forefront. Drew Dixon just only opened the gate for these women to come out. Now, when we talk about the look back window, Harlem, you're absolutely right. It's the look back window started 1 of 26, and so there are going to be people that you can't convince me that there's not going to be someone else that's going to come out against him, against LA Reid, allegedly, my opinion. And also, I don't think that LA Reid is going to be the only one. When we're talking about California, we're talking about Hollywood, right? We're talking about the industry when we talk about California. So I don't think that this is it for what's to come. But like Harlem said, I thought that we would come out here tonight and we was going to be able to tell you guys what happened in court, and we was getting ready to follow a whole court case. My other opinion only is that we always talk about, like, when people settle, are they guilty of something, or are they settling because they just don't have time to deal with it? They want it to just to go away. But my opinion here is that listen, he has been knowing about this, right? And he waits till the day that they're going to pick a jury trial to say, I'm throwing the towel in. What I got to pay? What I got to pay to make this go away? Thank goodness that Drew Dixon stood her ground. And I think she just opened a platform for women that have been truly violated, not out for money or out for clout or anything else, but really been violated. It opens a platform for them to come out and pursue what they need to pursue against the people that hurt them. There's a lot of innocent people that come into this industry, and they come in the industry because they are pursuing their dreams. They went to school for it, they worked hard for whatever the reason is, and only to be disappointed by, if I get to come up in this industry or if I get to make a name for myself in this industry, I got to go sit on the casting couch. I got to be violated and don't tell nobody. I got to be scared for my life if I tell what happened to me. Or if I tell what happened to me, are people um people, or is the public opinion going to tear me down, right? So I think she opened it, and I think that he's not going to be the last. Let me check the chat before we continue to go. Look back window for till 12 31 7, yep, 27. Puff Gates is wild. I hear you, we hear you. Okay, I'm just tap on this heart. Thank you, right? Until the stream is over. There is a white actor, Timothy Busfield, was arrested for. I saw that. We're gonna look into that too. We don't discriminate over here. We want to know about all of y'all, all the predators. We want to know about them because we want to talk about you. Um, Yeah. So thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. Thank you, right? Thank you, everybody, for the hearts. Hit that heart if you see that heart. So anyway, let's listen to this video really quick. It is Drew Dixon's. Thank you. Shout out to Harlem, my ride or die over here at Blacklink Mag Media. That keeps me posted because I do work a 9 to 5. Only for a short while. This is my year of reckoning. I'm gonna make it this year. Anyway, thank you, Harlem. I really do appreciate it. So, you guys, let's see if I can get this up. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to listen to it. This was after the court hearing that was supposed to be choosing the jury. So, let's see if I can share here.
We're still here from Puny Day, and then
can y'all hear it?
the terms of which are confidential. Drew Dixon is an extraordinarily talented music executive, and this resolution will empower her to move forward with her creative, her voice, and her career reaffirmed. I, for one, cannot wait to see what she does next. Drew has been one of the most courageous and outspoken supporters of survivors of sexual abuse. Her advocacy includes. I'd like to thank the many individuals who generously spent their time and energy getting prepared for the trial that would have begun today. I'm Drew's. Okay. Hi, I'm Sharon Pratt, and I'm Drew's mother. And this has been an excruciating journey. Nonetheless, today I feel I have two sentiments, I guess. One, a great deal of pride. Pride in my daughter Drew for her tenacity and resolve and here without them. And that's her extraordinary law firm, who are morally focused, morally determined, and at her side every step of the way. Remarkable lawyer, Kenya Davis, and a real star, Sigrid Pauly. So I'm glad we're here, and I'm
Something happened, y'all. Something happened. I wanted to hear her speak, so we're gonna have to go back. But let me check out the chat first because I got something to say. Okay, sometimes it's both. If the plea is money only, it's easier to just pay and make it go away. But if the plea is restitution and jail time that may be better than what the judge sentences you to. Drew was no joke. They shut her down. She signed indie. She signed she signed Nas, Eric Sermon. Um, she had the concept for Mary and Method Man song. She was trying to get John Legend on because she saw something in him. Hello, AP. Oh, hello, April Showers. I thought that was APZ. Welcome to the chat. She tried to bring Kanye and John Legend to LA Reid. He wanted extra favors. So there you have it for what could have been for her for Drew Dixon. And you're right, they shut her down to the point that it only just put the fire under her to continue this battle. And I feel like she walked away with a huge win today. I'm excited that her mom stood up and spoke for her. She has to be proud, right? That this happened, but I still always question the fact that was this just to make it go away, or did this really happen to her? And I feel like with her tenacity, with her continuing to fight like this, I feel like she she has a viable cry, and that's for justice for what has happened to her, and to make an example for what could come for other people that will come out. I feel like also when he saw that John Legend and others were going to come and testify, that made him even more apt to settle because they can tell their truth of what happened. And so she was able to get John Legend to do that. So I was looking forward to that. I was looking forward to all of that. I just feel like there's a lot more. It's not just Drew Dixon, but Drew was bold enough to continue the fight to come out and talk about it. So I'm excited for her in that way. Just making sure I'm not having missed anybody. So I'm trying to pull up the other one. I don't know what I did. I did something. Let me try it again. Because I really wanted to hear what she had to say. Let me know, was y'all able to really good? It was kind of low on my end, but I could hear it, but I wanted to make sure y'all could hear it. It's so much going on. I can't keep up. It's a fact. A little low. I tried to turn it all the way up. Okay, I'm just playing it again because I wanted to hear Drew speak.
Justice for Survivors, and the entire Boy Schiller Flexner team for shepherding me through safer for everyone. And in a world where good news is often hard to find, I hope that survivors today see a ray of light peeking through the clouds.
I guess that was it. So basically, she was just saying that she's thankful for her attorneys and for the outcome, which she took a dub today, and that's where you have it. I was expecting more, but I think that if anytime you can get a win like that, and I feel like again, and I'm gonna stop repeating myself, but I feel like the win was because LA Reid knows, he knows what he's done in his years. And he knew Drew Dixon was coming for him. I don't think he knew in that depth that she would have the witnesses that she was gonna have come forth. But I don't think that I think he knew that he couldn't win this case, and so um, he had to settle. Now, people or sources are saying, you think Cassie had a nice settlement. This Drew Dixon, what they settled for, which we don't know the numbers. They just told you it's private, confidential information, but they're saying it is a large number what she settled for. But I assume that part of the agreement is that if I settle, we ain't gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna let it get out what I settled for. Just let's settle it. Let's move on and wash our hands of it. And I think that's what happened. Let me go back to the chat. I ain't mad at them. We would get everyone to on some of these dirty folks who have wronged us. Sorry, not sorry. He said he never told people they were getting any money. He said he never told people they were getting. Do you believe that? Do you believe that, Harlem? Based upon the lies told on Rob from a lot of these women, I can't go along with public opinion is not the law in my books. No, I agree with that. Public opinion is exactly that. It's just your opinion. But when you go by the law, that's when you can start saying, okay, then maybe so, but not public opinion. The public opinion will hurt your feelings. I swear. So we can't go by public opinion, right? Um, he said it has to be private. The large the number, the more questions people ask. Absolutely. And I would expect it. I would expect that it would have been confidential information between the parties, and like I said, go on. But she's going to continue to fight for women's for the Adult Survivor Act, and so which I just believe we'll be hearing more. La Reid stopped paying his lawyers and tried to sell his house, so I'm sure it is. Oh yeah, didn't he say he was going to come in there and represent himself in this case. I thought that he said that, but he stopped paying them or fired them or whatever the case may be. And I just believe it's just because he knew. And on this one, my opinion is that he knew, like a lot of others. Yeah. So that's LA Reid. Again, we'll continue to watch this as it unfolds because there's going to be more. There'll be more people talking about it. Yeah. Let's move on to the next story. So this is the backstory of Jennifer and Christian. So Christian was a part of this Ponzi scheme. What he was doing is he was having people to invest money. Representing yourself is the dumbest thing you can do. Even attorneys don't do that. Yeah. No way that I feel like, no, let me tell you something though about that. I got a cousin that most of his court cases that he's represented himself, but they haven't been like criminal cases, right? To where you better have some representation. But he won. He won those cases. He went and studied about the cases and the law cases and all that, and he won a couple of times. So I don't know. I'm not walking in the courtroom without my lawyer. La Reid, stop paying. Okay. Just about everything on the docket is sealed. I couldn't read anything. Oh yeah, it was planned that way. It was planned that way. Hey, one Pap, finally caught alive. Welcome, Pap. We're over here talking about a little bit of everything over here tonight. We're not going to be here that long. We just had a conversation about LA Reid and his shenanigans that I believe is just my opinion that what Drew Dixon is saying is true. Otherwise, another reason is that if this were not true, then John Legend is not going to come and get on a stand and vouch for it. There's other people that they're just not going to do that, right? So I believe it. I believe it all. All right. So let's move on. So back to Christian and Jennifer. So Jennifer is a cast member of Basketball Wives LA, has been since its inception. Jen has had this kind of issue with like keeping a man, if I should say so myself. Like when we first saw her with her husband who was about who was yeah, who was in the NBA, we remember him from throwing water in her face, right? They were trying to have a conversation. They were just getting ready to go through a divorce. He threw water in her face. She gets into another relationship, and this man steals her whole Range Rover, right? Gets in it, takes off with it, steals her whole black Range Rover. Next man, he is part of masterminding, unaliving his own cousin for an insurance policy and is doing time right now. But before he was caught and doing time and went to jail, he actually was stalking her. She had to get a restraining order against him because he was stalking her. So then, moving right along, unfortunately, she did lose her mom, and that was the saddest thing for her. But it's just something with Jen keeping a man. So now she is introduced to Christian Gold. They meet, they kick it. He's a little bit younger than her, but Jen got it going on. Jen by herself got it going on, right? She's high maintenance. She is beautiful. Like she got it going on, but it's just something about some women have to have a man around. They can't just be by themselves. They got to have a man around. But for Jen, what we seen, her track record is she just don't choose the right man for her. So she meets Christian Gold, and we find out that Christian Gold is like, he says he's this investment guy, right? You hook up with him, you send him money, he invests, he flips your money, supposed to be legally flips your money, you get paid. So the woman that really got by Christian Gold, she was coming out and saying, like in the beginning, it was really working. And what happened was, as it was working, like they were bringing on people, they were referring people, so he had it going on. People was he was flipping the money. They were able to access the system, see what their money was doing, see what their payout was going to be, see if they doubled their money, whatever. They were able to access the system to see what their money was doing. So it was all good in the beginning. This is before Jennifer and him got married and all that. He was doing that. She said, well, what got crazy was he changed systems on them. I'm sorry, you guys, we're gonna move to this better system, this system where the system prior, you could actually take your money and you could actually add money to your account. You could invest on your own. He was just managing it, right, under his whatever. And you could kind of you could really just like hands-on manage your account. You didn't have to send money to him directly. You could just do it. He'd watch it. He'd help you, place your money in places, all that good stuff. So then he comes to them, they have this meeting, and he's going to change the system. So he changes the system where now you can't access the system. You can't invest your money the way you want to without going through him. So you have to give him the money. He will invest it for you. He will pay you out, right? So we started seeing him on Basketball Wives because he started dealing with Jennifer on Basketball Wives. So, and during, some of the scenes with him and Jennifer, he also was saying that he owed $250 in restitution because he's on probation. They were talking about getting married at this point. She wanted to get married in Paris. In order for him to be able to go to Paris, he needed $250 for his restitution and fines. Come to find out, his restitution was not $250,000. It was $12,000. So he was trying to double his money, pay his fines off, and still have $12,000 in his pocket. So anyway, they he had investors that he changed the system on them. They were giving him money. There's one story where this woman is in a wheelchair living in a hotel, gave her whole social security up to him, like $15,000, in order to make more money so that she could live, and he still has not paid her to this day. So anyway, people were telling Jen, like, Jen, like, are you sure you want to get married to this man, because this is what's happening? Even to the point where her and her best friend, Evelyn Lozado, fell out again because she thought Evelyn was being messy, and Evelyn don't have a man, but she has a man. She's getting ready to get married, and ain't nobody ruining that for her. People were telling her, like, Jen, he's taking people for their money. So the woman goes on and tells a story. She says that she told her husband, because her husband was like, her husband had a job where he was making like $30,000 a month, right? So he was making really nice money. So there was at one point, Christian was like, okay, give me $1,900, because something about the investment was really good. So, the money that the man's making, $1,900 wasn't really nothing for him, but at this time, he had been doing really good by them. They made like $1.1 million, right? And they had invested. So she said they invested at first like $15,000 or $17,000 and made $1.1 million or something like that. Did really well. So she said they started in this new system, and he was like, okay, there's a tier 1 and a tier 2, or they was calling it 1 and 2, something 1 and 2. And her and her husband was in both of them, where they were invested in both. And then some of the people she referred were only in 2. So he sent out this email and said, y'all are going to get paid. I'm just going to throw out a month. Y'all are going to get paid in March, right? So when March comes around, there's no payment. So she was like, whoa, it's March. Where's our payment? So she goes back to him, and he was like, well, here's the deal. You're going to get paid in September because, me, my morals and my values wouldn't let me do you like this. It really didn't do good. But in September, it's going to pay out. She was like, no. So she told her husband, we need to be watching him because something ain't right. So then September comes around. They get on the Zoom. Then they get on the Zoom because whenever they were supposed to get paid out, they didn't get paid out. They was like, we want a meeting. So the woman calls everybody she referred, and he gets on the Zoom with them, right? So on this Zoom meeting, he's telling them that, okay, they was like, no, we're not letting you get away with this. We need our money. We want our money. And so he was like, well, I will text everybody singly tomorrow, let you guys know what your numbers are and what you're going to be paid out, and I'll get y'all paid, right? They went for it. They didn't get no text messages. They didn't get no, he went MIA, went MIA. He wasn't answering them. So he goes back, and this woman now is like livid. She like, no, you're not finna play us. So she goes and she sends him a letter of payment, something. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I should have wrote it down. But he gets that letter, and he agrees that he has to pay them their money. He still ain't paid them their money. He didn't pay them. So she went to the FBI recently, went to the FBI. She went to like all these investments, everything that had to do with him, and let it be known what he was doing, right, to them. So let's look at what this message is saying on, I think Tasha K posted this, and then we'll come back and talk about it, because now he has literally, so she goes ahead and gets married. Now the man says letter of indemnity, I think, where it says, and it's not what she called it though, but it was where she's requesting her money. She filed it legally, and you got to pay up. But she called it something else, right? So anyway, we're seeing this play out because now he's on Love, and she's on Basketball Wives LA. So they're planning this Paris wedding, and in February of 25, she gets this big fat diamond ring, which that's when they made these investments, right? that she's getting married. Oh, look at my ring. She flashing the ring, whatever. She goes and she gets married, and they have to pay. He paid like $25,000 or something like that for the wedding, 50,000 something. She said everything, all the expenses that he had, that was all the money that they invested to him. Where now he's saying, "Oh, it didn't work this time," or either he's just now not listening to him. So yeah, whining and dining Jen. Spend because Jen said, if y'all didn't watch Simone went on in on him because they don't like Simone. Jen and Christian do not like attorney Simone. But Jen has always said food stamps. I've never even seen food stamps. What is food stamps? Like, you don't know. Everybody, even if you ain't on food stamps, you know. So anyway, that's who Jen is, right? And so she lived this high life, right? And so he was trying to make sure he kept that up for her until he got married so he could get whatever he needed. That's what I think, in my opinion. And he was like buying her, whining and dining her, just like whatever, just like Harlem said, whining and dining, and spending all their money. So everything that what it came up to cost for his wedding in Paris, her wedding ring, all these people had invested their money with no return. So I'm gonna share my screen so we can see this really quick. All right. Basketball wives. This is just breaking today. Somebody broke this today. Breaking news. Exclusive Basketball Wives LA's Jennifer Williams pulled back into a legal storm as court docs show her husband Christian Gold has been hit with nearly a $368,000 judgment. Court records reveal multiple plaintiffs were awarded a default judgment against Christian Gold, aka Christian Walden, which is his legal name, after he allegedly failed to respond in a civil case. The filing shows liquidated and treble damages totaling nearly $368,000. Jennifer Williams, there she is right there, Basketball Wives, has not been named as a defendant, but the case is reigniting conversations around the long-running controversy. Allegations remain allegations unless proven otherwise. So pretty much, I don't even know if y'all saw that. So pretty much that's Christian, that's Jennifer. Now, Jennifer was so gullible that she was going, like, none of her friends showed up at the wedding in Paris. They were invited and didn't show up because they knew who Christian was. They knew who he was, and they were trying to tell Jennifer who he was, and Jennifer just was not seeing it. She chopped it up to them hating on him and not wanting her to be with him, like, for whatever reasons, like, she did not listen to her friends. And now while she's not named in this right now, she is now his wife. She went ahead and got married. I am hearing sources say that they are now broke. Jennifer is selling her shoes and her clothes, which are nice shoes and clothes and glasses, to get money. I've never known Jen to be in a predicament like this where she was having to sell things unless we just didn't hear about it, because Jen has always held her own. Without a man, she does amazing, but it's something about her having to have a man around. She just can't live without him, but she chooses the wrong men, and then it brings her downfall. What's the chat saying? A legal binding document that guarantees that certain conditions will be met in an agreement between two parties. Whining and dining, yes. And so basically, so pretty much, here's where we are. Like, they're continuing to the stories is starting to reignite. It's starting to come back to the forefront. He's already on probation. This lady has reached out to his probation officer. She has filed a complaint with FBI. They are not playing about their money. this man could really face some jail time. He could really face some jail time playing with people's money. Like, one thing you just don't do with people's kids, and you don't play with their money. You just don't. And that's where they are. That's where they are. And so Jen hasn't said anything right now. I feel like Jen is kind of going to be a little embarrassed that she allowed for this man to come in between her friendships, her genuine friendships that were telling. Even Shawnee didn't even go to the wedding. Shawnee was just like, no, because they don't do this man. It was something about that man. Something about that man. So anyway, that's the two stories that we had to talk about tonight. I said that we wouldn't be here long. We're going to continue to follow this Christian and Jen story because I think there's going to be a lot more to it. I don't know where he's going to come up with $368,000. I don't know what the legalities are behind it, if there is going to be like an arrest, if he's going to go to jail. But I am going to continue to listen to Attorney Simone, because the woman said that even everything that Simone told her was going to happen has happened legally. So Simone is on to something. But they sent Simone a cease and desist and told her to hush, and she been foot on the gas ever since on them. So she was excited to share this story today. Shout out to her. Shout out to Tasha K for having the interview that I watched. And it just remains to be seen. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. Pat came in tonight. So excited for everybody that came in. Let me get back up here. That hasn't been here in a minute. So sorry. So excited that Queen Niecy was here today. Queen Niecy Mo was here today. Everybody that stopped by, we appreciate y'all for coming in here tonight. Sorry, it's such a quick, short live, but I got something to do. But I wanted to stick to my commitment to coming live tonight. We're going to continue we have so much more to share, but also, I want to shout out again Tiana Taylor for winning her first global, what is it, y'all? For winning her first. Come on, Harlem, put it in the chat for me. Globe, right? Globe. Come on, help me. Tiana Taylor did her thing. She's been having a good 2025 Golden Globe Awards. Duh. But anyway, Golden Globe Award. But she won her first. Her children were there. They were upstairs while she was saying her speech. She was really genuinely surprised because she didn't think she would win. But as I said, 2025 was really good to her despite her breakup. She did really well. The movie is so amazing. She deserved every bit of it. And so shout out to her. Kudos to Tiana Taylor for winning last night. She's so pretty. So pretty. And if you ever see her on the streets and you shout at her or try to talk to her, not shout at her, but you say hey to her, she'll talk to you so friendly, down to earth, so super nice. I like that about her. She's not like stuck on herself. Beautiful person. She deserved it, and I'm excited for her. So anyway, you guys, thank y'all so much for being here tonight. Happy Monday. Go back and enjoy the rest of y'all's Monday. She represented Harlem. Is she from there? She represented Harlem. Well, was dressed to the nines, like she was sitting at that table like, I'm supposed to be here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm excited for her. I'm excited to see what 2026 brings for her as well. So yeah. All right, Harlem. All right. She did it. She did her thing. She absolutely did her thing. She's a great mama. She's a great actor. Her voice is out of this world. Love it for her. All right, you guys. Happy Monday. We've been about 45 minutes, of course. She was wearing that green outfit. Was she not dressed to the nines? Did you see the black dress? The girl got body, she got looks, she got it going on. She can act her butt off. She can sing her butt off. Like she's in her element. She's where she's supposed to be. And I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. Some people, live all their lives trying to just step into their element where they're supposed to be. They can't quite find what that niche is, but she's found hers. She's found hers. Yeah, she was fire. She was looking so beautiful. Hair always I just always put together. Even if that woman walk out in a ball cap, she's put together. Shout out to her. Shout out to her, that black woman. Like, I'm excited for that. Oh my God, did you hear her do? Yes, I heard her do Sade's Cherish. I kept playing it, Harlem. I kept playing it back. I was like, this girl, she getting what she deserves. She's getting what she deserves. Her little girls got personality. To that oldest one got personality to a T. She's the first thing out of her mouth when she got up on that stage is my babies. My babies. Because she's that mama. She's that working mama, right? So kudos to her and everybody that was winners, but just particularly her, that was a big deal for our community and culture, I think. Is that it, y'all? Is that it for now? We'll be back right back here tomorrow, same time. Again, we're off on Wednesday, Thursday. So we are here Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Friday, Monday, Tuesday. We're off Wednesday, Thursday, back Friday and Saturday. We're supposed to be here on Sundays, but I don't know if Montana's going to do that. We're not really a sports channel, but we're going to allow him to do his sports on Sunday. So we'll see if he's still going to do that. But otherwise, y'all, check us out tomorrow, same time, right here, Black Link Mag Media. Until next time, y'all, take care. Have a good night. Bye.